And go.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, movie fans.
Hello.
We're back. It's Cinema Girl.
Cinema Squirrel.
And today we're here to talk about the new movie Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Directed by Richard Linklater. Starring Ethan Hawke, Margaret Qualley, and other folks we'll be talking about. But maybe a quick summary of it is I sort of feel like it's almost like an immersive play in a way.
Right.
And I feel like we are warming a bar stool nearby and witnessing the night that Lauren's heart, he's kind of having a tough night where he's both processing the success of his longtime collaborator with someone else. They've just premiered Oklahoma to rave reviews, and that his chances at love with this young woman he's kind of obsessed with it's kind of becoming clear that's not the case. And all the while he is falling very casually off the wagon.
Right.
And it feels like a play. It feels like there's really long takes.
Mm-hmm.
I was really fascinated by this. It's not really what I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but very quickly into it, I was like, oh, this feels like a play. This feels like a freaking tour de force of some kind, if I'm using that word correctly.
Yes, I would agree with that. It was a tour de force.
I felt like Ethan Hawke, and we'll talk more and more about this, but I feel like he completely disappeared into the role, and I don't even mean in the classic put on a prosthetic or a wig and you disappear into the role. I mean personality-wise. I don't think I've ever seen Ethan Hawke be as this un-Ethan Hawke-like.
Not since Explorers. There's a deep cut for 80s kids like me.
Okay, yeah, because like it was also like I'm very close to Ethan Hawke's age, and I feel like, still connected to myself in the movie theater watching Dead Poets Society, in the movie theater watching Reality Bites. I feel like I'm so still connected to myself at those ages. And when I see him with this Lauren's Heart comb over wig action, I was like, wait, what's happening? Am I that too now? Is that the passage of time? Do I have a Lauren's Heart comb over also at this stage? I don't. Anyway, he was kind of unrecognizable in that way, but I would say more so unrecognizable in that I always feel like there's an Ethan Hawke swagger. And this character was very needy and kind of vulnerable. And,
very.
Maybe like nebbishy or something in a way that I haven't seen him be before. And I was fascinated. I was really kind of like, this is acting, guys. This is what we're talking about with acting, apparently. I'm here for it. What are some of your thoughts, Squirrel?
I mean, this is great stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep, Ethan Hawke, amazing, just amazing. No notes. I mean, normally we discuss.
So bye, guys.
Discuss the films. I know.
Thanks for tuning in.
You could really just tune out now and be like, just go see it. Just go see it for great acting. I think I noticed during the film. I guess, Well, I'll admit first off, I'm a bit uncouth. I had heard of Rodgers and Hammerstein. I had not heard of Rodgers and Hart.
Okay,
so
sure.
I was coming to this fresh going, what, really? There was another kind of duo writing these songs? And then you find out, if you weren't familiar with what Hart had done, is that, wrote like Blue Moon and, what was it? What was the other one? What's the other famous one? Shoot. Manhattan?
Lady. That's Why the Lady is a Tramp.
See, that one as well, right? Mm-hmm. See? So, he is amazing.
A small hotel.
I this is like really tiny, minor nitpick.
Okay.
Quibble.
Okay.
I don't think we needed to see, and we spoil stuff. spoilery spoils.
Yes,
because it's just a movie discussion.
Viewing discussion. So hopefully you've seen the movie.
This is what you do when you see a film. You just discuss it with your friends. I don't think we needed to see Ethan Hawke keel over and die or collapse at the start of the film. I don't think he needed that. I think we could have just started with him coming in to the bar, meeting the regulars, you know, and the bartender, who was great. I cannot place his name, the actor.
Bobby Cannavale?
That's it. And we just recently saw him in Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, right.
He was great too.
He was great. He was like, you know, immediately they're riffing about, you know, Casablanca and stuff like that. And he just felt like right out of, like, he felt very, who's the guy from Casablanca?
Humphrey Bogart?
He felt very Humphrey Bogart to me.
Yeah.
As the bartender somehow. Anyway.
And they kept quoting it, and they, you know, obviously they had like this rapport of he points a gun at Ethan Hawke, and then you realize, oh, they're doing a bit from the movie. And it's, okay, great.
It's so lived in that you like, you know, from the moment Ethan Hawke comes in the bar, you're like, oh, this is where he kind of holds court. This is, you know, very lived in. He, you know, he has these riffs, this rapport, and this part does feel very Ethan Hawke, because I saw like a video of him recently. He got stopped to talk about like music and can you guess these songs? And not only could he guess the songs, but he knew like backstory about a lot of the songs too. And I just feel like, oh, if you sit down with Ethan Hawke, he probably is expounding on a lot of things and very passionate about a lot of things, but probably isn't this sort of like this ripple of neediness and desperation that's in this character was different. Okay, I hear you on did the movie need to open with him, you know, us finding out that he ultimately dies. I think I hear what you're saying. However, I think it adds a lot of significance to his drinking throughout the movie. Because we see him falling off the wagon. So if we know this leads to the real historical fact that he died, you know, and that alcohol played a big role in his downfall in different kinds of ways, like creative downfall, like productivity downfall, ultimately life downfall, I guess, then it does kind of let us know. Then it sort of is a haunting little cloud over the film for sure.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
But I guess, it made it really painful for me every time I saw him taking a drink.
Oh, sure.
And the different ways people react to him taking a drink.
And again, I mean, we could not gush more about Ethan Hawke. I think just his acting and his facial expressions when he does take a drink, it's like that comes across too. So, like I said, it's a minor quibble for me that I don't think we needed to see him keel over, because he does such a great job of, you know, from how he talks to the bartender and just kind of jokes about it, but not joking about, I'll look at the drink and I'll drink this club soda and I'll pretend. And you're like, no, you're not. You're not going to do that.
Right.
And sure enough, he doesn't.
Right.
And yeah, it's heartbreaking because he's so good at what he's doing.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, I can't unsee that opening scene. So I wonder what it would have felt for me if I hadn't seen it.
Right.
If I would have had the same amount of tension in me. But maybe I could have. So it was written by Robert Kaplow. But I noticed in the credits it said it was based on the actual letters between Lawrence Hart and Elizabeth Wyland.
Oh, wow.
Played by Margaret Qualley. So it made me think, because the dialogue is so, it's really glorious, you know, like it's just really so, it's so much shop talk. It's so intellectual. It's so lively. And
and once again, you'll hear this from me when I enjoy a film. It's so smart and funny that you get wrapped up in it because, you admire the dialogue, makes you laugh, breaks your heart.
Yeah.
All great stuff.
Yeah. So I guess so Margaret Qualley plays this, college student who Lauren's Hart is really obsessed with, and they have like a friendship. They definitely have like a very easy friendship, but he's smitten with her for sure. Oh, yeah. But he's also, like his sexuality is kind of like lightly talked about throughout the movie. Is like, wait, aren't you gay? Like, why are you so into this girl? What's this all about? But I think, for one thing, I think she's just, and Margaret Qualley seems like she's like this. Like, just when someone with so much sparkle comes through, I think it's like the proximity to the sparkle, It was like in Secret of Nim, when the crow is like, a sparkly, I feel like in some ways, Lauren's Hart, is kind of like, sees Margaret Qualley, sees Elizabeth Weiland, and is like, a sparkly, like she's just got so much verve, and so I felt that their chemistry was fantastic.
Oh, sure, yeah. Totally believed it. And like, there's a lot of sort of body talk between him and the bartender about, did you sleep with her or not? Right. And I feel like, you get this speech about he was in a cabin with her, like they went somewhere and her mother doesn't know, and he keeps talking about, I touched you on the shoulder and something might have happened, but it didn't. And she explains to him, like, later on in the movie, like, that's just because, we love each other, but not in that way. And I think maybe you can kind of feel like he knows this is kind of sad on one level. And also he's still smitten and in love with her. Right. But he knows it's never going anywhere.
Right. And he knows from the beginning, I feel like, that he has no chance. And yet, he's so excited about her. And the thing is, he's a lyricist. And while all this is going on, he's watching the debut, he's just seen and kind of walked out, I think, of the end of the debut of Oklahoma, his longtime collaborator, Richard Rogers, is it?
Right, because they kept calling him Dick.
Has, they've, this first project of this new collaboration with his old collaborator is Oklahoma with an exclamation point. And you can tell that it's like offends Lauren's Hart's sensibilities. The whole thing he feels like is kind of
pandering at one point, he says. And you can tell he just does not like it when he's being honest. And then when Rogers and Hammerstein and Entourage all come for the big party at the bar to celebrate the opening of Oklahoma, he suddenly becomes like, well, he knows how to play the game. And is going to tell them, it's going to be big, it's going to be huge. Right. And it was sweet when Hammerstein kind of wanted feedback. That was kind of sweet too, because it was nice to see people like respecting him. But so basically, I think these two things happening, like the great collaboration that he had, it's like an old love that kind of hit the rocks or whatever, and there's potential that they could work together again. But I do think that and he says at some point in the movie, the great stories are about friendships, not loves. Yep. But love and friendship, they're also so connected. But a great artistic collaboration, just like you and I are collaborators in many ways, and you get a little possessive of the people you collaborate with. And I think, he's feeling... I don't know about that. Go anywhere. Don't leave me.
I think he feels possessive of, his collaboration. And that's like an old love that, you start to realize his issues with alcohol and possibly ADHD. I don't know. I was kind of getting that vibe. Like, maybe caused him to be a disappointing collaborator. And I think that's something that anybody who works on creative projects, that's like a deep fear that I am the disappointing collaborator, you know, and then like you have all these ideas and stuff, but maybe something just gets in your way. And in his case, you know, it seemed like the alcoholism had been just ultimately a deal breaker. But then he's got this like kind of fresh new love, and it's making him, I feel like it's making him want to write. It's making him feel inspired. And he's just so like full of such energy. And this is maybe the day he's going to see her, and maybe something does go to some kind of next level. Who knows what he even wants this level to be, but he's like so excited to see her. And,
excited, hopeful.
And of course, she's hoping to meet Richard Rogers. You know, that seems to be part of the deal.
Be introduced to him officially.
And she's a college student. She's a kid. And he's what, like 47 or something?
Yeah.
So this whole thing is not appropriate. Everybody knows it's not appropriate. The people at the bar going like, did you do this? Did you do that? It's very like Grease, like, tell me more, tell me more. When right. At the root of it, you know, he is this like desperately needy, like infatuated guy that just kind of wants proximity to her, wants to be in the coat closet, you know, hearing about her date with somebody else. I think he's just loving the intimacy.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you know, the moment he introduces her finally to Richard Rogers, it feels like Richard Rogers sees something in her too.
Oh, sure.
And all of a sudden, like, you know, his kind of secret special toy almost, you know, his...
And just some spectacular subtle acting from Ethan Hawke there where, you know, you see it in his eyes like, whoop, what have I done? I just introduced her to him, and just sort of casually goes, and is your wife going to be at the party? To Richard Rogers, and he
right.
And he's so like staring at Margaret Qualley. He's just like, yeah, sure, she'll be there anyway.
Yeah, because she's magnetic. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of like he's losing her over the course of this long but quick, you know, like it was very interesting, but it almost felt like it's all in real time. And he's kind of like losing his chance with her, and he might be having a chance to collaborate again, but he's kind of blowing it because he's throwing out too many other random ideas when really Richard Rogers is like, hey, can you stay sober? And can we just concentrate on revising something we've already worked on together? That's the project I'm offering to you. And it's like, you know, Lawrence Hart just can't sit still. He's just throwing out too many other ideas. So the whole thing's, you know, it starts to feel tragic. And I definitely shed some tears in this movie over like, I think like for one thing, just about how much I liked it. I think I was just so impressed with it. Mm-hmm. Like, sort of like, you know, Ethan Hawke's, ooh, a sparkly. I think I was watching this movie going, ooh, a sparkly. Like, this movie's like really something and really different. And I'm really impressed with it. And I'm sad that I know that this character from the onset, you know, I know this character is going to be tragic. And also maybe a little bit like I know at some point this movie's going to be over, you know, and I'm enjoying it. So anyway, I think, yeah, let me see thoughts that I had here. I feel
but really,
like
whenever we discuss films we love, it's kind of briefer than ones we didn't care for. So, you know, I just really enjoyed it, and I loved the dialogue. It was great stuff and great acting.
The children's library worker in me really enjoyed the little E.B. White. There's an E.B. White moment.
Oh my goodness, right.
Where like he realizes this guy in the corner, which again, this feels very much like a play. Like you could easily have, you know, the bartender and Lawrence Hart, and then there could be just someone over at a table, and at some point it's their turn to speak up. And it's supposed to be E.B. White, and their conversation leads to E.B. White scribbling down an idea for Stuart Little. And that was just kind of a fun little moment of connection there. Like,
which makes me want to research it and be like, I hope that's true. I really want that to be true.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and this sort of self-destruction in the movie was, very, very emotionally affecting. So, the title, Blue Moon, I was thinking about that. Of course, it's one of his most famous songs, so that makes sense. And he kind of had a complicated relationship to the song, right?
Right. Especially when our sort of piano player, soldier...
Knuckles,
that's it, Knuckles, that he said, I'm just going to call you Knuckles, hope that's all right.
Played by Jonah Lees.
But plays it for him like, I appreciated that, where he's like, oh, wise guy, eh?
Right. He's a little bit like, ugh, that song. But then at some point, everybody's kind of singing it. And he's like, wait. It's almost like he can hear it differently all of a sudden. He's like, you know what? It's actually pretty good, right?
Right.
It's really pretty adorable. But it is like a song of longing. And, the expression, like, once in a blue moon, is like something that doesn't happen very often. And I feel like this was a rare night in his life where all of these things are converging. But another thing that keeps repeating in the movie is this line from, was it a line from Casablanca where they're like, no one ever loved me that much?
Yeah.
And I think, like, maybe this moment with Margaret Qualley's character, for him, this connection to her was almost like, hey, once in a blue moon, somebody like this walks into your life and just electrifies it, and you feel like the preciousness of this one night, in throughout the movie. And so maybe it's a little bit of like once in a blue moon about her a little bit, There's so much shop talk in this. If you are, someone who writes, someone who's into musicals, someone who performs, I think you'll really enjoy, particularly if you're a writer, and hear his kind of snobbery and his standards for things, but his passion, his appreciation. And yeah, like, everybody's just really compelling. I would totally watch this again.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I think, this is one I definitely was like, you know what? I really hope I see this one when it comes time for like the Oscars and stuff.
Right.
I really think Oscars galore. Like this just feels like one that should get some kind of an Oscar. And
I know, like, let's be honest, we're probably not going to go see Black Phone 2. Ethan Hawke is in that. Black Phone.
Such range, Ethan Hawke.
Such range. You're the grabber in Black Phone 2. And it's like, we're probably not going to see that, but we wanted to see this. And boy, he was fantastic in it. So I got to wonder, is that one of those projects where it's like, well, I'll be in Black Phone 2, but here's my deal. This is going to fund Blue Moon or something, like,
we don't know who funded it,
right? But it's just it felt like that. It felt like, the Adam Driver, I'll do Star Wars because it's going to pay for Marriage Story, so that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, or maybe just pays for my living expenses or whatever,
right.
So that I don't have to get paid so much for this. I don't know. This definitely, they have a long relation. He has such a long relationship with Richard Linklater too.
That's right. That's true.
This is such a different project for them, which I loved, because it felt so like some of the things they've done before feel sort of almost like improvisational at times, and this felt so like we memorized our script like crazy. This felt like a stage production, and
you feel like the dialogue's so good, it was probably a joy to learn the long takes that they were doing, because it all felt like natural dialogue and not a script.
Right.
Which is a sign of good writing.
Right. And yeah, I know we keep like being silly about Black Phone.
Black Phone.
Who knows? Maybe. See, I'm just terrified. I don't want to see it, but who knows? Maybe there's something amazing in it. You know?
It's possible.
Maybe it's amazing. Anyway, did you love Blue Moon?
Were you on the fence? Well, we're here to tell you go see it. It's worth seeing for some fantastic
Let's hope you've
acting.
seen it now that we've talked and talked and talked. But yeah, we loved it. So, you know, Blue Moon.
Black Phone. You answered me on the phone. Anyway.
And now I've got to invade your dreams or something.
Right.
And kill some campers or something.
Keep answering that phone. We don't even know what Black Phone's about.
Black Phone.
We just keep joking about Black Phone.
Hold, please.
Blue Moon, A+, fantastic.